Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nirmadan. I'll be making a video for you guys over Call of Duty Black Ops 2 today. I'm also going to be using the Target Finder, which is an extremely controversial attachment set by itself, but I'll also be using dual mags, and I think they are a great setup. Considering that the Swat 5.56 is a 3-round burst weapon, I figured that it would be in my best interest and, more nor less, to make the game slightly easier, or the weapon by itself, to use an attachment that, kind of highlights the notion of the character, or the opponent. And I hope a lot of you guys will understand this. I'm sure most of you guys are intelligent by themselves, and you can look at the weapon and realize that I'm not using a fully automatic weapon, and more nor less it does make it a little bit more suffice to use something of this selected task. And, or the construction of the weapon. And the reason I say that is because the Target Finder, I know it's a very controversial attachment. I know many people really hate it, and I know many people get on people's asses about using it when they see it in videos. And it's not something I use a lot of. You guys have seen me use iron sights, you guys have seen me use all kind of stuff, so I don't imagine this video will be any different, but just in case somebody does stumble across it and gets some kind of urge to outburst me for some reason for using an attachment, that does have a counter. I think people overlook that it does have a counter. But, let's be honest, would you want to give up a perk slot for something that counters an annoyance, or do you want to continue to go with your standard setup that you'll probably use for the next 9 months? Most people are going to go with the second option, and I understand why. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about the Target Finder. I could give a shit less where it goes from this standpoint, because I don't think it's an issue, but there are people out there that, want to sign a petition to get it fixed. I guess power to you. But anyway, guys, you guys have probably noticed that around the 6-second mark or something of that equivalency, that there was a notification that popped up on the bottom of your screen that lasted roughly 5 seconds. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Kryvosh made it in a pretty speedy manner. I mean, it did take him a little bit of time to help me get a couple of issues resolved, but more or less that did show up in the video that I produced yesterday, and it was a SOCOM compilation of different action scenes and stuff like that. I think it turned out phenomenal. I think a lot of you guys gave it the most support I've ever seen out of a lot of my videos here recently, and I appreciate that. I'm glad that we can all come together and understand that, games are games. Everyone likes to play something different every once in a while, but it does not determine that my channel is going to make this huge slope change, and this change is going to affect you guys in the hugest proportion. Not really. I mean, if you want to make it affect you, I guess you can, do what you need to do, but when it comes down to it, guys, what I'm really trying to get at is that notification will pop up on every video, no matter if it's SOCOM, Call of Duty, Battlefield, and the list goes on. The reason I'm doing this is that way I don't have to say this during the commentary. I don't have to do my, advertisement for trying to get you guys to cooperate or do any kind of action that more or less allows my channel to grow, but at the same expense allows me to get information or retain information so that I can make the videos better for you guys, or similar to the last installment. And that's just something I thought of. I thought it would be a lot better for that. That way you guys get to hear me talk more. I can get through a lot more topics and more or less elaborate a little bit more on what I want to talk about. I think it'll make the videos a lot more enjoyable for you guys, but at the same expense allow me to still get my message across in a standard issue, slideshow, I guess you could say. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. If you guys want to go over to Kryvosh's page, I will have a link in the description. You guys can go over there and say, thanks for all the work you've done, because he is absolutely phenomenal, and he helps me with a lot of tech issues that I would otherwise not be able to fix. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, SOCOM Confrontation. I'm sure that some of you guys that just subscribed in the last, 12 hours or something of that equivalency have noticed that I don't exactly do all SOCOM. That was actually the first video that I've ever posted to YouTube of SOCOM, but I have been a SOCOM fanatic or player for a long period of time. I've played every SOCOM that there has ever been issued or, produced into a game. I've bought most of the DLCs for them, and to a certain degree, I guess you would say I'm a veteran, but I don't play on that platform as much as I used to. As many of you guys know, that I currently am on the Xbox 360, PC, and PS3 now, but before, I was only a PS3 user. I protected the PS3 guys at all will because, they were where I was at. I didn't have an Xbox at the time, and, I was one of those guys that jumped to conclusions without playing the console. Just like, as of now, I don't say much about PC. I do have a PC that can play any game I want to play, but I don't talk about it, and I don't play games on PC because I'm afraid. I just don't say anything because I haven't played enough time to the point where my information would relay to you guys in some way that would affect you, or give you that notion to agree or disagree with my selected topic. And there's a good reason to that, but I basically told you guys. Now, as of now, I'm currently going back to SOCOM because I've been wanting to play it for probably about a year and a half. And I quit playing SOCOM about, how long has that been? 3 years ago? Something like that. I mean, SOCOM Confrontation's been out a long time. I am aware that SOCOM 4 came out. I did play that. It was too much like Call of Duty, just in a third-person-esque feel. And long behold, I didn't last too long. I didn't play it, and I sold the game. And that's just kind of where I stand. Confrontation, however, does not have a server, numbers of what it used to. And it sucks, but it's still got a couple thousand going strong. And I think it's a phenomenal game, and I plan to play it as much as I can and produce videos of it to give you guys the kind of feel of different games can, arise or show up in your sub box. I know a lot of people do Call of Duty, Battlefield. That's all great, but the market is so saturated, it is so huge, that if I ever want to get anywhere, if I ever want to share my knowledge and give you guys any, better videos or reason to stay, I'm going to have to branch out. And to some of you guys, maybe that's not what you want to hear, maybe you just want me to play Call of Duty. There'll be a lot of videos of Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Halo. I'm just not going to be pumping them out every frickin' video anymore, because I have no interest in playing them, and again, I told you the market is so saturated that it almost defeats the purpose of it. But anyway, I'm not really here to talk about YouTube stuff. I mean, that's a saturation thing that's been just frickin' filled with comments, and I don't really care about that too much. But I want you guys to understand that if you guys are subscribing just for SOCOM, that I do other videos, and if you don't like that, I completely understand. That's not a problem. But if you want to continue to stay, there will be SOCOM videos. I plan to upload tons of them, and I hope to play with some of you guys along the way. If you guys are subscribed for any other reason, like Call of Duty and what I've talked about, continue to stay subscribed if you so wish, but it's completely up to you. I will be posting other content, and I hope you guys enjoy. There will be more on the way, but when it comes down to it, guys, we're unfortunately coming to a close in the commentary proportion. I'll see you guys in the next installment. This is NMO, signing off. Peace, guys.